Now welcome student. Today we are going to see about reasons for deviation from Beer's law, that is limitations of Beer's law. In previous period we come to know that in the Beer's law the mathematical statement is log of I0 upon I is equals to epsilon C into X, where this epsilon is called as molar absorption coefficient. Now again we know that this log of I0 upon I is nothing but absorbance of a solution. Now if we plot a graph of absorbance versus concentration of solution, means if absorbance is taken on y-axis, here that is absorbance of solution, that is A, and here concentration of a solution, then from this we know that this log of I0 upon I, that is equals to A, that is directly proportional to concentration. Now that's why as concentration increases, the absorbance also increases. Now in this way the graph obtained is a straight line. But sometimes what happens, the observed value of absorbance is in a such a way that it cannot follow the Beer's law, and this is called as deviation from Beer's law, and this deviation may be positive or negative deviation, and the reasons, there are several reasons for this deviation. Now here the observed value may be in this way or in this way. Positive deviation means above this straight line, negative deviation means below this straight line. Now in this way there are several reasons for the deviation from the Beer's law, and today we have to see the reasons for the deviation from Beer's law. We know that previously we studied this Beer's law is applicable only for the dilute solution. What we have seen? Applicable for dilute solutions only. This is the condition that the solution must be dilute, then and then such a solution can obey the Beer's law. But the deviation, that is if we plot a graph of absorbance versus concentration, positive or negative deviations are observed due to some reasons. Today we have to see these deviations, that is the reasons. The first reason is that if the solution under study is taken for the measurement of absorbance, and if that solution contains the impurities in the solution. Now due to these impurities in the solution, what happens? Absorbance at the absorbance wavelength are somewhat changes. That's why due to this impurity the Beer's law cannot be obeyed, means the observed value is different from the expected value. Now second reason is that if the solutes, if the colored solutes which are present for the in the solution, that is the colored solute, this colored solute sometime ionizes. What happens? Sometime ionizes or associates or sometimes dissociates, or sometimes it can form complexes. In this way, what happens? Due to colored solute, or colored solute ionizes or associates or dissociates, or it can form the complexes, or sometimes what happens? It may be hydrolyzed. What happens? This color solution may hydrolyzed. Due to these reasons, there is a deviation from the Beer's law. Now, third reason for the deviation is that the solution is concentrated. If we have taken the solution and that solution, instead of dilute, that solution is concentrated, then this concentrated solution may deviates from the Beer's law. And the next reason is, if this light which is used for the measurement of absorbance, if that light is not a monochromatic, that light is not monochromatic, then there is a possibility of deviation, means observed value of absorbance is different from the expected value. And again, what happens? The species present in the solution may undergoes, species in solution may undergoes polymerization, Due to this polymerization, the observed value is different from the expected. In this way, this is the fifth reason for the deviation. And other reasons are, what happens? Sometimes in the experimental conditions, the pH, temperature or ionic strength is not maintained. Means if pH, ionic strength are not maintained, then there, due to this, there is a possibility of a deviation, means observed value may different from the expected one. And again, there are several reasons. What happens at a high concentration? The refractive index may change, may alter, means at high concentration, a refractive index may change and or may alter. Alter means change, and due to this there is a possibility of a deviation. And another reason is that the deviation may occur if a sample cells or cuvettes are not matched. We know that when we have to measure the absorbance, we have to take that dilute solution, that solution under study in the cuvette. If what happens? If that sample cell or cuvette is not matched, then cuvette is not matched, then there is a possibility of, due to this reason, there is a possibility of deviation. And next reason is that if the width of the slit is not uniform, if the slit is the width of the slit is not uniform. In this way, these are the several reasons for the deviation of Beer's law from expected one. Now, what are the applications of Beer's law? Now see, applications of Beer's law, very important. Applications of Beer's law. Now again, in order to see these applications of Beer's law, Again see, we know that if solution under study is taken in a different concentration and corresponding absorbance is measured, okay, and if you are to measure the concentration, you are to measure the absorbance of unknown concentration of solution, then by using this graph we may able to measure the absorbance of unknown solution in spectrometer. That's why the first application of Beer's law is that this law is applicable for the measurement of unknown concentration of compound by comparing it with the known concentration using a spectrophotometer. Now, second is to characterize the compound by drawing absorption spectrum. To characterize, second application, to characterize the compound by drawing the absorption spectrum. And last application of Beer's law is that to measure the absorbance of compound by using spectrophotometer. In this way, these three are the important applications of this Beer's law. In order to know this application, we must know the reasons. Then and then it is easy to remember the applications.